BrandonLang.com, before you make any wager, you might want to go to Brandon's website. Good morning, Brandon.
What's up, gang?
So did you, I always like that there's always a sports news story. What about the lady there from ESPN?
Hill,
calling President Trump a white supremacist. She's not fired. Schilling was fired. And actually, Greeley this morning mentions Rush Limbaugh ended up getting fired from ESPN. So what are your thoughts on that story?
I think that it's the sign of the times. I think Howard Cosell would be turning over in his grave with the number of female sportscasters who know nothing about sports.
Yeah, I said that yesterday. Or the ESL guy, the English second language guy down on the sidelines of Monday Night Football.
We're watching it live. It's great.
we're not on the screen. We're not on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, this whole politically correct movement by ESPN is just nutty.
Well, they first of all, ESPN thinks that they are it, that no one can touch them, and they are above everyone. And the way they set up their morning from 7 to 9 with 4 people walking around, and it's just become almost you want to vomit, because as a true sportsman, as a guy that grew up with Howard Cosell and Dandy Don and just the booth, it's hard to watch. It's hard to believe a female reporter on the sideline is going to tell me something about an injury. But you said it. It's this political correct thing that's making it hard to watch football. And now she's not going to be fired. The other woman, I can't remember her name, who went off on the tow truck agency in Miami, calling her trailer park trash. She should have been fired. She wasn't. It's just ESPN saying we're untouchable by everyone. And for her to call the President of the United States a white supremacist and not be fired, that just goes to show you that it's sad. It really is sad in the state we live in with covering sports now.
Yeah.
All right, listen, Houston, I don't want to go all negative on women and women in sports and all that, but at the same time, it almost seems like they're trying too hard to it's not to say that a woman can't call play-by-play, or do, commentary or down on the field, but it does seem like they're trying too hard to put a square peg into a round hole. That's just... And
I'm with you. I don't want to come off this morning as bashing women because I don't think women can do it. No, there's some women that do one heck of a job, but there's also women that we're listening to. We're just shaking our head going, how did she get that job? Because she was hot. We're going to watch because when they cut to her on the sideline, she's hot and we can lust after for 15 seconds. No, but there's some women out there that do a great job. But there are others that are really, really sad, and that's what we're forced to deal with now.
Yeah. All right, tonight's game, Thursday night football, Houston at Cincinnati. What do you think?
I don't think I would trust a team laying 6 points that just got shut out at home to Baltimore. I really don't. I think Cincinnati's got some major problems offensively, and they're facing a Texans defense that was kind of embarrassed last week at home by Jacksonville, and people are all up in arms about Jacksonville. Hey, I knew Jacksonville had a really good defense. I just thought Blake Bortles was going to implode a little bit. He played a clean game. I think I said in your show last week, the quarterback that plays the clean game is arguably the quarterback that's going to win the football game. And Blake Bortles outplayed Savage and Deshaun Watson. So now you're dealing with a 6 number. I'm sorry. I'm going to take Houston plus the 6. I think the defense is good enough to keep them in this game.
Listen, I watched the Bills over the weekend, and boy, we're on the road to undefeated. First place right now. Everything's great. Oh, wait a minute. We were playing the Jets. What are your thoughts?
I wouldn't go that far, but it just goes to show you that you get a good football coach in there and gets everybody fired up and so on and so forth. I think you got yourself a solid football team now. Where it goes from here, I don't know. For me, that's a low posted total of 43. People don't realize that when you deal with the Buffalo Bills, they've actually gone over the posted total in 12 of their last 16 games. Now, I said played Jets-Buffalo under last week.
Yeah.
Hung in there and got that. Now, we're not involved with the Jets again, which I said play every game under this year, and you'll probably win 85% of your bets. But I think Buffalo and Carolina go over the posted total of 43 on Sunday. Let's play the over.
All right. Jets play at Oakland. It's the later game on Sunday.
Yeah, it's funny. There's a reason why Oakland's a 13.5-point home favorite last time I checked. Now it's up to 14. So you had a 2-touchdown home favorite against the Jets. As crazy as that sounds, you're like, wow, Jets 4-8-2 against the spread of the last 13 away games. If you play the game, you have to lose with Oakland before you try to take a win with the Jets.
Green Bay is at Atlanta. That's the late game again. Late game on Sunday night. And before we get into that, can we just talk about that interception that happened at the beginning of the game? Did you see that during the Green Bay game? And then the reverse call. Did you see it?
I missed it.
Okay.
I missed it, so can't comment on it. But I will. All I'll say about that is, people are thinking Green Bay's defense is back. I think Seattle's offense is just that bad, continues to be that bad. People buy into the Seattle hype because of their defense, but at the end of the day, their offense is just that bad. How far has the fall from grace of Russell Wilson been from a Super Bowl champion to the interception at the end zone to now they can't even score points?
I talked to I talked to one guy yesterday who's a Dallas fan, to be honest, but watching that game, he said I had to shut it off. That game, that Green Bay game was fixed. Those calls,
come on.
And I'm telling you something, I agree with him. Those two calls in reversal, I'm going to tell you. Did you see the replay?
The punch? The punch that never happened?
The punch that never happened, and it changed the entire outcome of the game. It very well could have changed the entire outcome of the game.
If they're going to single out a guy to eject him for a conspiracy to fix a game, you're not going to throw out a cornerback.
You took away the touchdown. It's not the ejecting the player. It's the touchdown that was the interception that was taken away.
Okay, I give it that. I give them that touchdown. I give them that momentum. But still, at some point in the rest of the ball game, the Seattle offense was going to have to score points. They were going to have to put together drives, sustain drives, move the ball up and down the field to continue to get points. The one thing with Aaron Rodgers at home is he will score as many he has to score to win the football game. He was moving the ball at will against Seattle's defense. One cornerback's not going to make a difference. The problem in that game was not what happened to Seattle. It was how bad Seattle's offense was against a Green Bay defense that gave up close to 34 points in their last 6 ball games last year. So now, people are kind of like Green Bay's defense is back. For me in this game, and I hate to keep giving out totals, but for me, the total's 54. I think both these teams are going to score. Atlanta at home average about 29. Green Bay is going to score against Atlanta. It's 54 for a reason. I don't think it's high enough. I'm going to go Green Bay, Atlanta over 54.
All right. Finally, Monday night, Manaski's Giants are hosting Detroit. It's a Monday night game.
Banged up offensive line, can't move the football. Beckham's in a nightclub dancing with Russell Westbrook. Ankle probably good enough to play, decided not to. Whole Giant locker room up in arms, and you trust him laying 3.5. Matthew Stafford, the king of the comeback, big win over Arizona. I'm going to take the Lions plus 3.5.
All right.
Did you just say, because I did not hear that, he was seen in a nightclub dancing on that ankle where he couldn't play the opening night Sunday Night Football against the rival Cowboys, but he could dance?
Yeah, it was a couple days ago. He was in a nightclub this week with Russell Westbrook, somebody, Iman Shumpert was there. It was a party for something. There's video of him on the dance. Check TMZ. They'll probably have it before anybody else. But he was on the dance floor breaking down, dancing. And from what my reports are, he was dancing pretty good. Him and Russell Westbrook in kind of like a dance-off. And now people are up in arms saying, you can do that, and you couldn't play against the Cowboys.
And they're saying he's day-to-day. And they're saying he's day-to-day.
What did I say all day Sunday? How do you talk as much trash and demand the biggest contract in football history, and you don't make the bell week 1 against the rivals on Sunday Night Football?
Before you place any bets or fight with anybody over anything, go to BrandonLang.com. And, Brandon, thanks so much. Go Bills.
One last thought real quick before I go. People want to bash Terrell Owens for being the way he was.
Yeah.
He played the Super Bowl on a shattered, broken ankle where he couldn't even walk before the game and had, I think, 8 catches for about 101 yards. So say what you want, but you got to answer the bell. Beckham did it. I said he's a prima donna, and he proved it. I can't wait to watch the video. It's going to be pretty fun.
All right. Brandon Lang. It's BrandonLang.com, and we'll talk again next week. Brandon, thanks so much.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. So he took the under Bills-Jets, and he won. right? Is that right?
It was, yeah.
I'm
the under was 40-something.
I'm trying to keep track of his winnings because when you talk to Brandon, a lot of times he's like, I'm winning like nobody's winning. But yeah, he did win that one.
So here's this. I'll go back the last two, and I'll do this going forward. Whatever he tells, right, whether it's over, under, don't take it, whatever, I'll document. We'll get a running scorecard.
I like that.
For the Keeler show.
Yeah, I like that. Good. That's good. Then we keep track. Then we know.
And then we'll start putting bets in.
And I'll make up another sheet, and we're going to start doing the scorecards on local meteorologists, okay? We'll do that, too. We're going to keep track of all this stuff for you. We're going to be the Statistics Morning Show.
That's
I like
your
it.
department there, Smitty.
Davey, let's get right on this.